Hi, I'm Rob Cram, and today we're taking a look at the Division 2 character customization. Now, a lot of people have been moaning about how the characters look in terms of their features. They're kind of, especially the female characters, they're kind of women that are hardened soldiers, and they're not kind of sort of characters you will see on a catwalk. Almost to the point where they're characters that if you met them in a dark alley, they wouldn't think twice about stabbing you in the back and let you bleed to death. So if you want something a bit more appealing on the eye, shall I say, then you really have to spend some time with the options. So for example here now, if you have a look at this character, I mean, she looks like she's from another planet. Some seriously moody looking character. I mean, wow. And that was just by doing the random. So her head shape is really just completely gone awry here. So first things first, randomize that head and find yourself a more appealing looking head shape. I mean, it's similar, bit better, but she's kind of the jaw and the cheeks too narrow, so you got to just, I mean, you can actually sit there and spend time. Okay, she looks a lot better, so this is something that we can work with here. Now she's got, her ears are sticking out quite a lot, but this is actually quite a nice character from the random selection. So you can then change the head and you'll get different nationalities. I think that default head there, 9, works well with this one here. She actually looks quite cool. So we'll stay with head 9. And the first thing we're going to do now is just sort out that mop. So she's got kind of a, give her a bit more of a feminine looking mop of hair. So I think I like that one there with the bits coming down the side, ponytail, and you've got those crazy hairstyles, so that's pretty cool. So we'll keep that. And then what we can do now is just quickly change the color of the hair. You've got all these different colors. I think that's a nice color there, that sort of reddish brown color, so we'll keep that. Okay, now the main point, the features. Now forget markings and face paint, because that's really going to change the look of your character quite dramatically. So you just want to ignore that for now. Tattoos, anything like that, just ignore it. So basically the face shape. So me looking at this character from my looks, you've also got to remember as well that I'm basing it on my sort of tastes. So not everyone has the same taste in how they like people to look. So for example, this woman here has got quite a thick jaw. So I definitely narrow that in a little bit. And bring those cheeks in just a touch. Not too much so that she's gone, just so it's a bit more smoother. And then I'd bring those ear sizes down as well slightly. And push them back a little bit. Let's put it as far back as it will go. Now I think here as well, for me and my taste, the nose height is a bit too high. So I'd bring that down. It doesn't look too symmetrical on the face. I mean, when you bring a nose height too high on someone's face, it really does kind of change their look. And she's kind of looking like Planet of the Apes type character. So bringing that down really does sort of make a big difference. Now that's much better as far as I'm concerned. You've got to think about the gap between the, there's probably a technical name for it, between the top lip and the nose. So already now her face is a lot less intimidating. I actually think this default nose is quite good, but I could bring in the bridge a little bit more, just a tiny bit, make it more smoother, because look, you got it protruding there. So you just bring that in a little touch, not too much, So that's quite nice there. You can already see that she's looking pretty cool. Let me just move the cursor out of the way. I mean, it's up to you where you want to start, which part of the features, but I'm starting in the center first. That's just how I'm doing it. So add a bit of nose width. You know, that changes the dynamic of the face quite a lot. So I mean, you don't want it too narrow. So you want to keep it sort of average. I'd say about there. Looks about right for me. Now, eye spacing is very important, and I think actually for the shape of this woman's head, eye spacing is actually perfect. I'm not even going to touch that. Same with the eye line, that looks pretty fine. And then if you turn her head to the side, the brow depth now, that is absolutely fine for this. You don't want it too protruding or too in depth. And then the height of the eyebrows, you can just raise it up a little bit so she's less sort of intimidating. So already she's a lot better looking than she was when we first started out. So that's just quick edits just to show that now if you want to sort of go even further, then obviously you can let's change the skin tone. I like it a bit darker. And we've got the eye colour as well. Again, that makes quite a big difference. But these are details that you're really not going to be looking at in close quarters. So let's just look at one feature here. The blue eyes will give the character kind of a Scandinavian look. So let's keep the blue eye and then go back to the hair and change that to sort of a lighter colour hair. You've kind of got a different looking character again with those blue eyes. Very different kind of look now. But I think what they say is that probably the most common eye colour is brown in the world. But anyway, just to give you an example of how that sort of dramatically changes the look, because that's the first thing you're drawn to when you look at someone's face is the eyes. So going back to the eye colour, obviously I think I would favour, I mean different regions of the world have different eye colours, but I think that sort of hazel colour suits this character. You've got to also think about the skin tone as well. So yeah, definitely going to go for that light sort of brown colour there. Seems to work nicely. And then obviously we've got our hair. So once you sort of fiddled with the face, you can then start adding all these scars and other bits to give your character that bit of battle hardened look. But obviously we're trying to get away from that. So keep it to a minimum. And then we'll just add a little bit of a tattoo on the neck. That just gives her... Cool, we'll go for the nice butterfly. No, that's a bit too in your face. On the neck, that's it, the eagle on the neck's pretty cool. Okay. And then obviously all the arm stuff. I do actually like that hat. But you're sort of getting to look at my character now, look without the hair sort of getting in the way. You can see that she's actually pretty cool looking. Now obviously some people might say, well actually she's not, as far as I'm concerned. You know, they might say that she doesn't appeal to me, how you've got her there. But again, this is all subjective. But as far as I'm concerned, that's pretty cool. Then we've got these, yeah, the vest, so you can expose the arms, which means you can put on the tattoos and the pants. Yeah, that's cool. And then the sneakers or trainers. Yeah, we'll go with those. Right, so I think she's actually pretty cool now. You're not going to get... Well, you might do with some more experimentation, but I'm happy with that. She looks feminine. Obviously there's no makeup. Doesn't need makeup in the middle of a viral outbreak. And yeah, she looks good. Much better than the first character that I made. And also, just if you rewind the video and see where she started, you know, she actually looks pretty damn cool. And I'm really happy with that. And I'd be quite happy to continue playing the game with her looking like that. It's a shame you can't go back and edit your character once you've already invested so many hours into the game. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. That is how you can create a nice looking character. Not that you're going to be spending much time in this close to the character apart from during the cutscenes. Okay, I'm Rob Cram. This is The Division 2. Thanks for watching.